Welcome. I'm gonna try to make this video uncut so I don't edit it afterwards, because I found with my previous videos I do too much editing and cutting because I don't articulate myself that good. So I'm gonna make a good effort to not make any mistakes, and I'm probably gonna make a ton, but I'm not gonna edit them, so that's gonna be it. So today's video is gonna be titled either how to surround yourself with better people or how to surround yourself with winners. Why to surround yourself with winners? I have not done the title yet. First, let me do the video. So the topic is how most people, at least my age, 19 and below 19, maybe 14, actually 13, depends on when you realize that you actually have goals and you should maybe curate your environment better. So yeah, this video is for about a 13 to 20-year-old that I'm probably gonna give advice on how to surround yourself with better people. Why you should do that. So maybe you've heard that the 5 people you spend the most time with, that's gonna be your average. I totally fumbled this quote, but you're the sum of the 5 people you spend the most time with, or you're the average, whatever. Most people agree with that. I'm actually not entirely sure if I agree with that, but there is at least some or a ton of truth in that. You should create your environment because it sets standards. Now, if you're a 13-year-old boy in high school and you don't even know what you want to do in this life, you don't have a clear goal, yeah, maybe it's actually gonna do you a disservice if you watch this video, but maybe not. Because you should start curating your environment, actually picking who you like to spend time with and who you choose to spend time with when you have a goal and purpose. If you don't have a goal and you try to curate your environment, you're gonna be like a headless chicken. So you first need to understand your goals, write it down, know what you want to have, know what you want to do, and then you should start picking apart the single characteristics of the person that you need to become. So for example, in my case, I don't even know if I have a clear goal because I just watched a video, it's actually a podcast. It gave me insights into what actually success means to me, because maybe I've done the same mistake. I've been fed up things from other people and I've accepted them as truth without critical thought. But let's say for the sake of this video, I don't want to go into too much detail of what my goal is, but I want to make money, I want to be successful, I want to have a business, and I want to have masculine people around me that are in shape, that don't want to be average. And and actually I discussed it with the average. They want to be better. I actually don't have a clear set stone standard for the people that I want to hang around with. I just want them to become better than the average. I don't know, that's just me. In this case, I would have to search for people that are trying to do the same thing, that they want to build a successful business or at least make money, because yeah, it's not only with a marketing agency that you make money. I want to surround myself with those people because you're gonna have the 5 people that you spend the most time with are gonna have standards. If you spend your whole day for a whole year with 5 people that have terrible standards, you're most likely going to have terrible standards at the end of that year. So what you want to do is pick carefully who you pick to be in your environment. So for example, when I was 16, you shouldn't have me as a person nearby. I'm going to be honest, I wasn't the best one to have around you. Wasn't the worst, but wasn't the best. I didn't have standards for myself. I showered every 3 days, not every day. I haven't had weeks. I mean a week, not weeks, but a week when I have not showered. I've had weeks So whole days where I've just stayed on my phone or played video games for whole days, 12 hours a day. I didn't even go to the toilet to shit. Yeah, you shouldn't have those people in your environment, because the people that I was hanging around with, I told them what I did. I told them that I played video games for 12 hours a day. I told them that, I didn't explicitly tell them that I haven't showered in a week, but I told them what my life looks like, and it kind of sets a standard for those people. So if you had 5 people like me in a room with someone that is maybe not yet influenced by our standards, but if he spends a week with 7 losers that have terrible standards for themselves, that eat shit, that drink alcohol every week or every day, I don't know, this becomes a standard for those people, so for all of them. And so those standards are not going to be helpful if they're not aligned with your goal. So for example, if a 13-year-old has a goal of getting late, let's say 15 or 16-year-old has a goal of getting late at night on a nightclub, for example, if that's his goal, he shouldn't spend time with me. I'm not doing that. That's not my standard. I don't do that. But if you have a goal to become better, become fit, eat healthy, be healthy, grow as a person every single month, yet I'm your guy. But this is only if you have the same goals as me. So I'm going to give you the example of the 16-year-old in high school. All of the people he spends time with most of the 16-year-olds have terrible standards. If his goal is the same as mine, he shouldn't spend time with them. But how do you do that? Because I know that I'm rambling about how you should quit being friends with 90% of your friends. But it's hard, and I get it. Because we're social creatures, we want to spend time with other people. We're made to spend time with other people and to be around other people. So cutting off 90% of your friends or the people you spend time with, that's gonna hurt. This is like pain, really slow pain. And that's what I meant in the beginning. If you don't have a clear goal, and if you're not ready to sacrifice for this goal, you're not gonna do it. You're gonna continue spending time with the people that you know you shouldn't spend time with. And this is what happens with most people that actually have goals, but are not willing to go full on the goal. They know they should cut people off, but they don't do it because they know it has pain associated with that. But he who has a why can bear almost any how. So if you have a strong enough why, so a strong enough goal and a reason to cut them off, you're gonna do that. And I had one. I had a major goal that I wanted to achieve, and if I didn't cut off my friends, if I didn't do what I did, if I didn't quit high school, if I didn't stop watching shit and playing video games, I wouldn't have achieved anything. I wouldn't have changed my character that much. Now I'm a totally different beast than a person than 2 years ago. You wouldn't recognize. Yes, I don't look, by the way, any different, but my whole belief system and standards have changed, and this is only because I changed who I surround myself with. I had 2 people from high school that I continued to spend time with. Other than that, everything else was just total ghost. So I didn't spend time with anyone else. I didn't text anyone else. And the 2 people that I'm talking about, maybe I was seeing them once a month, maybe. So yeah, your environment changes your standards. And your environment doesn't have to be only the physical environment, because as you probably know, if you have similar goals like me, people like this are not common in your area, probably. The best way to find people with similar goals is online. It's the online space. And actually, I've heard people talk about how to look for friends online. I didn't do that, but my whole YouTube feed was only people on the same path as me and that had the same goals, or people that have already achieved what I wanted to achieve. I did not have Mr. Beast. I did not watch any video of Mr. Beast, and I enjoyed them a lot for 6 months. I used YouTube only for people that I actually admired and I wanted to be like. And Mr. Beast, of course, the videos are great, but I didn't watch them. I do now. I'm gonna be honest, I do now. But I cut off everything I knew wasn't helping me achieve my goal. So if you're not convinced, you probably see that I'm not trying to convince you that you should cut them off, because you know that you should. I'm trying to tell you that if you don't have a clear goal and you're not fully committed to actually achieving it, you don't have a strong enough why to cut off your friends. So first discover your why, discover your goals, and see if they're worth it. I don't think that every single person on earth has to have big goals, because it's just unrealistic. There's going to be people that don't have any goals. There's going to be people that are too extreme with their goals and they go on to become the greatest people on the decade. I don't know. Elon Musk probably didn't have similar goals like me. He probably had much bigger goals than me. People that are crackheads on the street, I don't think they have bigger goals than me. So I don't think you should go extreme if you don't feel like that's you. I've yet to realize, I just realized maybe 1 week ago that not all people are ready to have big goals and achieve them. I actually think that being normal or average is, that's how life works. So I get it. If you don't have a strong enough why, don't cut off your friends, but just know that those friends and people, because your family actually plays a bigger role than your friends if you spend time with them. The people you spend time with, they're setting your standards for yourself. Especially if you're a young male that actually craves competition. It's like competing with a noob in a video game that you're already a pro in. You're gonna slack. And I want to prepare you and tell you that if you have actual goals and they are big ones that people usually laugh at, you're not gonna find similar people like you for a long time. You're gonna be lonely a lot of the time. For a whole year and a half, I had 2 friends that I'm talking about that I maybe was seeing once a month. They didn't have similar goals to me, and I was only seeing them once a month. Other than that, I was just in my office working on my agency and my business for a year and a half straight. I wouldn't recommend that, but everyone goes through seasons. That was my first season of monk mode, and I don't regret it. But if I was you and I had big goals, so if I was younger me, I would actually continue to spend time with people that maybe have goals. Don't spend time with junkies, it's not worth it at all. But if you have people that you enjoy being around with and they maybe don't have that big of a goal and a why, they're not that striving to achieve, I don't think it's that necessary to cut off all of them. I think you should actually spend time with those people as well, just because it builds your social connection with people. Because you lose that if you go a whole year and a half without spending time with other people, you're gonna lose the social connection. You're gonna feel like you're an outcast, and you are an outcast, but the feeling of being an outcast is worse than actually being an outcast. So I would actually recommend you, if you're younger than me, 16, still in school, spend time with those people, cut off all junkies, so all the people that you know are bad for you, but continue, maybe just lower the volume, lower the time that you spend time with that you spend with those people, but continue seeing them. I don't think you should go that extreme, because it gets lonely and it's not fun to be in that position for a long time. But yeah, know that those people that you hang around with, they're setting the standards and you're following them. Of course, if you have bad standards and you have people around you that have good standards, that's gonna be good for you. But it doesn't work that way, because mostly good people with good standards that want to get better, they they would not accept you in their environment. I don't. And because I know that it's very hard to find like-minded individuals, go on YouTube, search maybe your goal. If you want to make $10,000 a month with dropshipping, search I made $10,000 a month with dropshipping, or I'm trying to make $10,000 per month with dropshipping. You're gonna find your people online. You're not gonna find those people in the real world, at least for maybe the first 1.5 years, because in my example, in the beginning, when I quit school, I have not changed yet, but every month I was seeing my character do a complete 180. However, the people that I was hanging around with, they would not be able to see that. They would just see the previous me, and they're gonna label me and put the standards of the old me. However, if you meet new people, you're only presenting them with the new you. They don't have a preconceived thought about how you act, what's your character. They just see the new you. And I found this to be the best way to meet people that are with the same goal, because they have not seen you in your bad years. Now you've changed, and now they see that. But with the old people that you were spending time with, they don't see the change that fast. And when you're in the middle, so those first 1.5 years, so 2 years, 3 years in business, in my example, you're not that different in results, at least in results, to the people that you spend time with. But the people that you want to spend time with are already ahead of you by a lot, and they're not going to want to spend time with you. So you're going to have this period of 1 to 2 years, maybe 3, maybe 4 or 5, that you're going to be just lonely. You're not going to have friends if you cut people off, if you cut the jinkies off, because you can cope and you can have friends around you that, you know, are not even worth it to have for 1 minute. But yeah, pick wisely. Pick your environment wisely. Yeah, that's it for today's video. I hope you got the point. I hope you have a clear goal, because if you don't have a clear goal, this is your first step. And there is the whole another video that I might make on how to actually discover what you want. But that's gonna be cope, because I don't think I've discovered what I want really. So yeah, thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you next Tuesday. Bye.